Hello, Internet. My name is Roro, and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about why my music career failed and why it won't this time around. So, let's just get right into it. So, I've been involved with music literally my entire life, but from 2011 until 2022, I was actively trying to have a career in music, which means, making money off of it enough to make a living, that kind of thing, and making it the main source of my income and sustaining me, not needing to do anything else but make music. That was my idea of success, which I think is most people's idea of success. Obviously, there's people that want millions of followers, millions of dollars, nice cars, big house, all that stuff. I never really wanted any of that personally. I just wanted to live like a normal life that was comfortable, where I could pay for all my necessities and have a little bit extra, and that's it. And I thought that that would be very attainable, but the way I went about it was not the right way to go about it, and I'll explain why. So, for some people, music can be a business, Like, in order to succeed in music and have it be your career, it has to be a business to an extent, right? But there's people that approach it solely as a business and they just make things that, they know will sell, or if they're like working with companies to get it in commercials or TV shows or whatever, stuff like that. There's so many variations of that, like producing for other vocalists, getting placements, stuff like that. Most of that stuff is business focused because you're making a product for a specific purpose that's already succeeded in some way, and you're just applying it to this new business venture, this new artist, or this new industry endeavor of some sort. And obviously, there is artistic creation that goes into it, but you're not really being a creative expressionist when you're doing something like this, unless your deep rooted creative soul is being a businessman who makes music for the sole purpose of business, which is fine, but that's just not who I am. So then the other end of this is 100% focusing on the creative process and the art itself, which is definitely more so where I stand naturally as someone who makes music. Like, I don't have a very business oriented mind. I'm not very good at managing money, or I don't have motivation to make money with my music to the point that I was telling myself that I did for those 11 years. And that's where I really went wrong, because I kind of was somewhere in the middle of these two things, like, 100% business, 100% art. I was creating music with the intention of it being some sort of success and making money, but the actual product I was making was some weird hybrid of that and my actual artistic expression. So it didn't resonate with people the way I was expecting it to, because in my mind, I was like, I'm taking a part of myself, putting it into a product that people can relate to. That's what everybody does, right? But apparently I was wrong, because for 11 years of trial and error, it never worked. And I realized after the fact that this is the reason. I wasn't fully committed to the business, even though I was telling myself that I was. And I wasn't fully committed to creative expression, even though I was also telling myself that I was. I was essentially just lying to myself because I didn't really know the right way to go about it and what to do. And a lot of it comes from, insecurity and me wanting the approval of other people. So I was trying to put myself in a box as a producer or a rapper to appeal to people in a way that already has been appealed. Does that make sense? Like, I was trying to make music that already existed and just put my own spin on it, which for some people that works if you're focusing on it from a business perspective, because you're observing the market and you're analyzing the industry and figuring out where you can fit in. But I wasn't actually doing any of those things. I was just making shit that I was like half my own idea, half somebody else's idea, in the hopes that it would just randomly blow up one day, and promoting it to my 250 Instagram followers that were mostly people I knew in real life. And none of them gave a fuck about what I was doing with my music, which is fine because clearly it wasn't something that was interesting enough to engage people, which is also fine. But again, I was just lying to myself and blaming other people for all of my shortcomings when I should have just looked inward and seen what I was doing, which is what I'm doing now. You know, it took 11 years of trial and error for me to realize that I was just going about it the wrong way. And now I'm in my 30s and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I going to do now? So let's get into that now. So, March of 2022 is when I decided I wasn't going to actively pursue a career in music anymore. And so it's about a year later since I've made that decision. And I originally told myself, I'm just going to make whatever music I want and I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff. I'm just going to be creative in my own time for my own expression. And that's it. Which I did for a little while, you know, maybe like 6 to 9 months. But that wasn't really satisfying me in the way that I thought it would. I will say it really helped clear my mind, and I got a lot of like arbitrary restrictions that I was putting on myself out of my mind so that I could just make whatever art I wanted to make in the moment and actually enjoy it instead of it feeling like an obligation. And like I said, it took like 6 to 9 months for me to get to that place. But then once I did that, I realized that I do want to make more of my music than just making it. So I always say I create art for myself, but then I share it for other people. And I think that that is a really important factor in my mentality moving forward is instead of making music for other people and sharing it for other people, but in reality, I was actually sharing it for myself because I wanted approval. I I'm basically doing everything the opposite now. I'm making the music that I want to make. Once I feel comfortable with it, I'm going to put it out. Or at least that's what I thought I was going to do. But that didn't work either because I still have these like deep-rooted insecurities that I have to work through. So now what I'm doing is I'm just making music live on Twitch every Wednesday and Sunday. I'm going to make an album completely live and just focus on the process, get rid of all of my fears and insecurities, throw it all out the window, show it all, just present it as is and see what happens. So if you're interested in that, the link's in the description for my Twitch. You can check it out there. And the reason I initially said now I am not going to fail is because I've set myself up to a place where I can't fail. You know, if I'm going to succeed, it's going to be completely on my terms and it's going to happen naturally. I'm not going to force anything to happen. I'm not going to pressure myself to do anything that I don't want to do just because I think it'll make me successful. Look, I have like 150 followers on Twitch. I don't have a big following there, but giving myself that sort of drive outside of my own brain to create is something that's very inspiring to me right now and something that I feel like I do want to share with people because I think me making an album and the process of doing that potentially is going to have more benefits to other people and other artists than just the music that I make itself because I tried that and again, it didn't work, but it's because of my mentality and my mentality is completely different now. And I have no idea what the album is going to sound like when it's done because I'm not focusing on the product. I really just want to focus on the process. So I would say if you're an artist, or specifically a musician, and you're struggling as to what to do, just take some time and really think about what your goals are. I always said if I could just be home, make music, not have to worry about anything, that's really living the dream. And I'm kind of there now because I work from home. I don't work late in the day. So I can pretty much work on music every afternoon if I wanted to, into the evening, into the night. So I'm kind of already living my dream now. Not to say that I should be complacent by any means, but the things that I was forcing myself to do, like posting on social media, doing it in a specific formulaic way, creating music that already has an appeal so that I could hopefully just fit myself into that, I never enjoyed any of that, but I forced myself to do it for years. And now I'm freeing myself of all of that and just letting myself do whatever the fuck I want to do and not living in the results and just being happy with whatever happens. Now, if I'm not happy with the process, then that means I have to reassess again and change it up. But right now, I'm very happy with the way things are going with my creative endeavors. So, again, if you want to check it out, Twitch links in the description. I have a Discord as well. Great community of people, a lot of artists, a lot of people sharing their music, talking about stuff. So you can check that out there as well. And that's it for this time. That's it for this video. I'll see you next time. I kind of fucked that ending up, but whatever. No one is even listening this far anyway. So see ya.